Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I cannot believe how fast this new system I'm using goes live. I don't even get to breathe. I'm excited to share with you one of our new sponsors in my world, Daniel House. And I have with me Alex Spaulding and Robert Fodor, who are going to explain to us a little bit about what Daniel House is and how it can help you unlock timeless elegance in your home design and make you more money as an interior designer. So, Alex, you want to get us started with kind of explaining who is Daniel House, how did it get started, and what is it today to interior designers? How can it help them?
Great question, and one of my favorite to answer. And to answer who is Daniel House, I like to first answer why is Daniel House. So that goes back quite a ways. Peter and I, my brother, who is currently jealously, he's in Paris at Maison Objet, so he's not joining us. But years ago, we started a design build firm, and we're doing that pretty successfully, growing it for about 5 years. And it was, you know, as many of you know, it's a lot of work. It can be a lot of fun. It can be a huge amount of stress. One thing it's usually not is highly profitable. It's definitely possible, but it takes a lot to streamline your operations and figure out how you can source to make money on every project. And my favorite little story is we were doing this really big project in Mercer Island. It was like a $9 million house. And the lighting order for just the interior decorative lighting was $50,000. And there's a picture of Peter surveying this. It took up the whole living room, all these boxes. And I look at that so sad every time because we made like $2,000 on that. We had to, I mean, maybe a little bit more. It's been years now, but it wasn't much. It was definitely under five. And it's because at that time, a new firm, it was so hard to buy the lighting you need for that big of a project at more than a 20% discount. It's easy to go make those accounts. Anybody will give you 15-20% off, but that's just not enough. So we started shifting our operations from there to just be able to find what we could on our back end based on profitability, how much it's going to make us. Still wanted to do a good project, but make sure we could also keep paying ourselves. And that was really the impetus for Daniel House Club, is we built this system for ourselves. And then we're like, hey, this is actually really helpful. What if we did this for designers? So we started taking this resource for ourselves, which put all of our products in one spot, allowed us to see the price we got instantly, and then communicate that to the client really clearly and concisely, make sure everybody's happy. Client usually can get a small discount if you want to. If we wanted to give them, and we'd make, rather than 5%, we'd make 50%, which was fantastic. So that's what Daniel House Club is. It is a place for designers to find everything they need to make a really good project, but also really everything they need to make a really good business. And that's powered by being able to profitably source your furniture.
Okay, so let me recap. You're located where?
Portland, Oregon.
Okay, so in Portland, Oregon, you and your brother started a design build firm, and your order tracking, procurement process, and finding the best discounts has gotten so good that you decided to offer this to other designers so they didn't have to handle it anymore.
That's right.
Okay, so I like to summarize because I need to keep it simple. What I feel like what you guys do as designers is so complicated that I just like to keep everything simple. So you're basically saying if you don't want to do your ordering, tracking, project, those item management, handling damages and deliveries and all that, Daniel House Club can handle that for an interior designer. And is it seamless to the client?
Yeah, I think Robert is a great person to talk on that. He works with clients and customers every day.
All right, Robert. So tell me, when an interior designer comes to you and says, I've just made an incredible design for my client and I want to use Daniel House Club to be my procurement department. How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, my name is Robert Fodor. I'm the VP of Sales and Concierge Services for Daniel House Club. I'm actually located in New York City, so I'm in a different location than Alex and Peter are. But we have a bi-coastal presence now, which is lovely.
Nice.
So yeah, the process is actually quite simple. you sign up for our service as a member. You can literally sign up for a free account. It is literally free, in case you just want to, give us a try. However, based upon however much you're purchasing, it really behooves you to possibly go to one of our larger tiers if you're purchasing a lot of product throughout the course of the year. It does not give you any other as far as priority on service. We service everybody at every level. Every member gets equal priority. And we do everything. I call it from cradle to grave management. It's literally from product selection through to actually putting items on our site that may not be readily available because we don't have full catalogs. Sometimes we have the full catalogs available. Sometimes we don't from the vendors. Custom SKUs, COM, all of that. We take care of all of that for you. We provide the SKU. We provide a live link for you to then input it into a project cart, into a board, and then basically take you through the whole process of sharing that out to your client. And your client can pay for the item directly, or you can pay for the item. And then the nice thing is that if you actually had your client pay for the item directly and you've disengaged from the client, they can reach out to us in the future if they have any warranty claim issues as well. So we handle not only damage and defect claims, but we also handle down the line post-transaction warranty claims as well on your behalf.
Okay, so again, I'm going to recap. So they should actually decide to use Daniel House Club before they're sourcing, if they're going to use you guys for the ordering, tracking, procurement, delivery, and all that stuff. If you're going to be their back-end office, they should be selecting product in the design phase from your system. But you're saying your system may miss a piece or two. If they find it, though, and you have access to it, you can add it to your system and they can still get the discount.
Exactly. So we have a full service concierge. So basically you can even contact us to do product selection. So if you're just not sure as to what you want to get, just reach out to the concierge and say, hey, I have an idea. My clients are traditional, they're contemporary, they like modern, they like oak, they like walnut, teak. Here's the color palette. You can literally send us your entire list of requirements or your mood boards, and we can come up with suggestions for you as well.
Ooh, I like that. And all with their free account or with the first tier?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I might think that's a little insane, but at some point, I think that's amazing for the designer. So what on average, like if a designer goes directly to a manufacturer and gets their designer discount, they can get between 20, 30, 40, 50, and if brick and mortar, they can get more. On average, how much are they getting on product sales if they're ordering and having you guys do the whole back end procurement?
Yes. Alex, you want to take that, or I can? Either way.
I'm happy to. That's one of the simplest things with us. So, well, I guess what we haven't said, actually, if you haven't been to the website, this becomes very clear, but you can join you go to the website, you can join as a free member, a pro member, or a pro plus member. If you join for free, you get 30% off everything. If you join as a pro member, you get 40% off everything. And if you join as a pro plus member, you get 50% off everything. Now, we always like to be really transparent. There are a couple exceptions to that. We work with some vendors that do have some limitations on how we market and what discount we're able to provide. Whenever that comes up, we offer free shipping. So to try to make up for it, so you're still able to be pretty much at that same level. But that was kind of the big thing for Peter and I. It's like when we were a firm and buying more than the brick and mortar store down the street from us and weren't able to make as much money, it was really annoying. And we're like, designers they're often, a lot of them are bigger than the stores nearby. They should be able to get the same pricing. Exactly.
But they can't always. So when you say 30% off, 50% off, depending on what level they join at, what is it? This is going to be the question everyone has. Is it offer IMAP price? Like what retail, which is always floating? What is your 30% off of actually based on?
It's a good question, and it's frequent because it's hard to answer, even in the business.
I know.
Vendors provide us very different numbers and very different terms. So we do our best to have that be off the lowest price you can find online, which is typically called IMAP. Not every vendor sets a map or an IMAP, and so in that case, it's off MSRP. And I can't name them right now because I'm not thinking about it. There are some you'll come across that are annoying because the vendor might actually have an IMAP, but it doesn't get communicated, or they've updated it. So that comes up from time to time. It's like, oh, I found this online and their price is 10% lower than your price, and so your discount doesn't look correct. Let us know. We'll handle that. As long as we are able to, or as long as our terms with the vendor allow us to, we'll make that right.
Okay, so you also work with people who may use a project management system for their design projects, like MyDoma or design files or anything like that. So what if they're sourcing and getting their approval from their client through their existing project management system? How does that work with the Daniel House Club system?
Yeah, Robert, I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, so right now we don't have direct integration with those platforms. However, the majority of our designers who are on our site use design files as that's pretty much their default. We do have a clipper tool that is accessible through design files, where you can actually create your mood boards, do everything within design files, and still clip and take items from our website. The transaction, however, would need to go through Daniel House. So yeah,
there are. I'm going to solicit feedback. If anybody watching has requests, we'd love to hear from our customers. So if we can build out those services and make them even better. But another part of the question I do want to get to is like where you can go in and buy on your own as a designer and just do it like you're buying from a manufacturer and then bill your client, or you can go send a link. Doesn't matter what source, what project management service you're using. Send a link to your client, and the client can check out. So if you're using another project management tool like MyDoma, you can still use Daniel House Club very easily. There's not going to be a conflict.
Right.
Okay. So an interior designer gets a job where they're going to be paying per product, and they want to just use Daniel House Club to do their selection, to do their purchasing themselves, take the 30, 40, or 50% discount that you're offering off of manufacturer's suggested retail, right? MSRP roughly.
Yeah.
With some exceptions. They can still do all the procurement themselves and all the tracking, if even ordering through you, or they can let you do it. Either one. So design only, full service design, them handling everything. They can be billing for project management. Even if you guys are doing it, would you tell them how many hours it's taken you to do it if they want to give estimates?
I mean, we could, but we won't, because it's just part of our job. So,
Yeah, but it's so interesting, right? For project management, sometimes the designers charge a flat fee, or they charge hourly based on how many hours it takes. I'm recognizing another way for designers to make money, because it's like having an employee, a whole department.
I love that you said that. We often tell designers we save you a salary. We save you a whole salary for a buyer or a dedicated.
Yet you can still
manager.
bill, but for a designer, they can still bill their clients for the number of hours roughly that you guys are doing the work, because if it's in their team, the client does not know you are not a paid employee of that direct team. You are part of the extended team, and you're working on that client file.
Right.
So if they're taking ownership of the project management, they can still make money doing that, is my point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I love this, because think about if a one-person show designer can take 5 clients at a time, 3 to 5, right? And now they're using Daniel House Club, and you are their whole back-end procurement department. They now can bill out for that still, because it's happening for the client, and happening very efficiently without the designer, too much of the designer's actual time. And they could actually take on more clients then because they're not doing the ordering, tracking, procurement, arranging, and all the delivery themselves. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, we like to say that, give us all the back office stuff and allow yourself to be creative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
right. If you could be their bookkeeper, they'd be happy too.
Yeah.
Yes. One day.
We're not doing that.
You get Quicken, you get Daniel House. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Anything? Okay. So we're getting asked a question from one of the Facebook users. We can't see who it is because of the system we're using. They have to give StreamYard permission. But how do you handle delivery? White glove is what they mean.
Yeah.
So how does that work, Robert?
Sure. So yes, we do offer white glove as a service option. We basically, the other nice thing about our service and utilizing a service like ours is that, if you work with a lot of the manufacturers or vendors directly, you cannot ship to a residential address because we handle all of the shipping for you through a shipping partner that we work with that has a national reach. Actually, US and Canada, I should add.
That's huge. Okay.
Yeah. We handle all that for you. So you can ship to residential addresses directly, and you can ship either by just standard freight, which would be threshold or curbside, through to room of choice, where they actually bring the item into the room of choice. They remove the packaging for you. They just don't assemble things. And then there's also white glove, which is where they do cradle to grave everything, and also take away all the packaging materials as well. The only thing that white glove will not do is they will not install. So for example, a bookshelf that's installed onto a wall. They'll assemble the bookshelf, but they won't install it onto the wall.
Okay. So what percentage would you recommend a designer charge on top of product in order to get it to the client's house? Because in this day and age, it went during COVID, we were at 18% for many of the designers to add to their retail price, what they were charging the client in order to cover the true shipping and all the oops and delays and extra storage that was happening. What would you recommend to your designers who are using Daniel House Club to add to their product price in order to cover the shipping if it's regular and if it's white glove?
Well, the nice thing is that it tells you right on our site. So when you check out, you'll see it's a 15% flat rate shipping amount based on your cart value. So that's based on your discounted amount. And then also for any upgrades to room of choice, it's a $99 per vendor upgrade, and then a $199 per vendor upgrade for white glove. So per vendor, exactly.
Okay.
So, and you'll see how many vendors you have in your cart.
Right.
We're very transparent about who the manufacturer is.
Gotcha. Okay. So 15% is what you add to their cart value, the designer. And if they want to add 15% to what they're charging the client, then that well covers them.
Correct.
Yeah, for the basic shipping. If
for the standard
upgraded white glove, add a little bit more. That is the $199 per vendor. It is shown right in the cart. You can go see that. And if you share that invoice with your client from Daniel House Club for the client to check out, the client actually pays for shipping. You don't have to deal with anything. Then we just send you a check for the difference.
Gotcha. Okay. So the next question someone had is, do they consolidate orders from different manufacturers in order to ship?
Yeah. So right now we don't offer consolidation. However, it is something that we are looking into because we know that this is a pain point for designers. As a former designer myself, I know this was a big issue for me. If my client was unwilling to pay for a receiver where I could just have things sent over the course of a month or two and then do a single install date, it makes it very tough when your clients don't want or aren't willing to do that.
Yes.
So we are looking to actually add some sort of a consolidation option. It will likely be at an additional fee, because that would incur, potential storage fees and things like that. But we will keep people abreast and informed about all of that as it develops.
And we are in active discussion with some potential parties that could offer that. So I'm hopeful in early second half of this year.
Okay, and if a designer has never used a receiver before and they don't have a receiver in their area, do you help them with that too?
So we do actually have a list of receivers that are available through our FAQ page. You don't have to actually even be a member to look at our FAQ page. So it's sort of a free list, if you will. We try to update it every 6 months because in this day and age, receivers have gone in and out of business quite a bit, as people know. So we try to keep that list up to date. And we also try to vet it a little bit. It's folks that we know, it's folks that we've either heard of through our shipping partner or the like. But we hope that they are completely legitimate businesses that are on the list because we're updating it fairly frequently. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys are new sponsors in my world. So you're going to be going live with me once a month to give more details about the Daniel House Club. But I wanted to make sure you got in this first live the clear benefit for interior designers who no longer want to do their own procurement, and also just another place for them to go to make it easy for them to order, track, deliver, get a commission, and not have to have their staff do the tough work of getting it to someone's front door. Like, you guys can handle all that. And I think what was so interesting, and even when I met with you the first time, Robert, where you say, if a designer is not sure and they're having trouble completing their design and selecting things, you're even willing to help them with that, which is an amazing benefit. At really, that comes at no extra cost, it sounds like to me.
Right. I think that, the real benefit of our service is that we do have a concierge service, and it truly is a concierge. It's not just customer service helping you with, problems. We really are there to help designers. And, one of the things I always like to say when I talk to potential clients is that we were a site that was built by designers and for designers.
Yes.
And, we're not just a technology company, a fly-by-night technology company. We actually do things with purpose. And, one of the core values of our company is that we put designers first always.
That's the most important thing. They are your ideal client, so making sure that they're happy is pretty important. So I love it. I love it. Okay.
One addition to the requests, and I'm just, if people want to email us now, please do so. We're going to all the shows. I'm headed to Las Vegas market very soon. We're always asking for what new vendors you want. So go on. There's a place where you can request a vendor on site. We're going to go do our best to do it. We're trying to double our catalog this year. So we're being very, very aggressive on this, and we want to know what you want.
How many vendors do you have now?
We have access to about 200. So there are about 150 you can go on the site, see, check out from. And then we have another about 40 to 50 that we can buy from. So you go and say, hey, I want a couch from Embella Home. It's not on the site yet. We're working on that. But we can still go process the order and add it to your cart online and still handle all of the rest of the transaction.
Amazing. And if they need samples and things like that, how do you handle samples?
Yeah, absolutely. We handle all swatch and sample finish requests. We coordinate that with the vendors on your behalf. And we have them shipped to you. We can even have them shipped directly to your client if you wish. So either way, we're more than happy to help out with any sort of swatch or sample requests as well.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else anyone needs to know besides go to, I'm going to make sure I get it right, Daniel. I think the link in our description might be incorrect. We'll go and correct it, but it's danielhouse.club, not .co, which is what we have. Your danielhouse.co is actually your interior design firm. Correct, Alex?
That is correct. Yeah. And
okay.
So Peter tries to stay up to date by doing a few projects every year. But if you find danielhouse.co, other part of the business.
Okay, so you have two sides, two hats that you guys still wear, interior designers, active locally where you are, and now you're also offering what you do best to other interior designers for the last how many years?
We've been doing this since we pivoted to this in 2019 and really fully since 2020. So right as COVID started, we were up and running.
All right, everybody, go check out danielhouse.club. You can join for free. You can talk to Robert, I have a feeling, right?
Absolutely
To see,
can. Yes, you
okay.
absolutely can. You can also email me directly.
How would they email you?
Sure. So you would just send an email to concierge@danielhouse.club, and we answer all emails within 24 hours, and usually quicker. And you can also call us as well. And we do have live chat on our site for folks who sign up. So if you have just a quick question, you could just be on live chat and say, hey, does this come in a different finish? Does this come in different fabric options? Whatever the case might be. So you can ping us there or over the phone. Our phone, just real quick, is 971-333-3133. Very easy number to remember. And we are open between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. All right, everyone, go check out danielhouse.club. Talk to Robert, call, email on how this can benefit your company. I'm all on board with anything that makes you more money and causes you less work, right? So, and does it better than most people do it, right? So I hear every day from interior designers, they hate this part of their job. They want to stick to the creative part. So you hate this part of your job that much, there are options for you, and Daniel House Club is one of them. So we will see you live next month. Thank you, Alex, and thank you, Robert, for introducing us to your company and what it can do for everybody. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, Nancy. Nice to have this time too. It's fun to talk about what we do and how we love sourcing, because I know designers do hate it.
I know. The fact that you love it and you made a whole company out of it is amazing. So go follow also Daniel House Club on Instagram, where we're streaming live now. Also, if you don't know about them, I'm sure they give even more information on your Instagram feed, right? And you can see a little bit more. You have quite the following there, which I love. So,
and one thing I just want to mention, we also will do is we'll set up one-on-one video conferences with you as well if you want to have more information. And it's just sometimes a little easier to visually represent things on the site, and also functionality of the site as well. So you and your team, or you individually, if it's just you, we can set up a one-on-one as well, and just do that through our concierge. We're happy to set that up with you.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I don't think there's many more questions. You've explained it all. Now they have to go check it out and come to you with any more questions. But we'll go live next month again and give them a little bit more details. Maybe we can show a little behind the scenes next time also.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay?
Yeah,
okay.
and I'm just elated, Nancy, that this finally came to fruition, because I've been a member of your Interior Design Business Forum for years on Facebook, and I just find it very insightful and also just very pertinent. There's a lot of information that's very, pragmatic. And I think a lot of us as designers don't really think in a pragmatic way a lot of times. So, it's nice to kind of to know that there's other people out there who have the same issues that you keep seeing time and time again. Yes. And so that's also one of the reasons why I decided to join Daniel House, as an employee, because I saw that we're truly helping people. So, yeah.
How many people are using Daniel House right now? Daniel House Club.
Ooh, we have about 4,500 designers across the U.S. and Canada. And that's been picking up growth quite substantially recently. So we're very excited.
That's exciting for you. I'm excited for you. That's amazing. Yeah, because I think there's a common theme that designers really don't love, that procurement. Right?
Yeah, and they shouldn't have to do it. If they're on their own, it's too much.
Right. It could make them a lot of money if they want to do it. But if they just say, I want to stay small, I don't want to grow my staff, and I want someone else to do it for me, bingo. You guys are there waiting in the wings for them to call. So,
Absolutely.
all right, we
Great.
will see you next time. Bye, everyone. Go have a great Thursday night, and I will see you next time as well. Bye, everyone.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.